Welcome to part 9 of FIFA 17, The Journey. And wow, that was quite a hammer blow that Alex took at the end of the last part, wasn't it?
What can things get any worse?
Turns out he's being sent down even further. He's got to play in the National League, which is outside of the big leagues.
Over the road racing
or something?
Over the road.
Yeah, again, Jeff, how the English football system works is that we got the Premier League, the top one, and then we got the Football League, which comprises of 3 divisions: Championship, League 1 and League 2. And then outside of that, you've got the National League, and below that is a bunch of regional leagues and stuff.
Lovely.
Okay.
Also, yeah, hi, prick.
Wait, why is he a prick?
Well, ever since we both got on the first team, he's been avoiding us like the freaking plague.
What?
Hmm.
But we think it's time you went
So
Since how long? I've scored like 100 goals for you.
well, considering what Dwibs has been kind of building up and telling me in private, it seems like this guy's going to turn out to be a major asshole anyway. So.
The last thing I want is a player of your ability sitting in the stand.
But I've been scoring for you.
So why not
almost
put
every
him
game.
out on the field more?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've signed Harry Kane.
Unless it's the case of the fact that they hired that big guy.
They got Harry Kane, but Harry Kane going to Swansea is already pretty unrealistic enough.
Well, come on, guys. You can't possibly expect them to get every single football coach and player to be in here. Come on. For the story.
But they could have at least tweaked the story, I know, maybe like add some random made-up player for some of the smaller Premier League clubs, then it would at least make sense.
Maybe they could do something.
I had a guy like Harry Kane at the top of his game swap Spurs for Swansea.
Maybe they could do something where...
EA, I know that you're new to having story in FIFA game, but the fact that you had Mass Effect staff helping out with the story, shouldn't you have been able to maybe plot something better here?
That'd be like if Cristiano Ronaldo was at the top of his game at Real Madrid, but then all of a sudden went on to play for Burnley.
I throw my cell phone in rage.
Like, seriously, okay, look, this is a bad case of gameplay and story segregation. Like, this kind of story, they should have stuff go differently depending on how well you do in your career, because, well, it's a sports profession. Like, it's really dumb to get rid of your ace player by the game's standards and try and ignore that.
Well, at least they kept the detail of his phone's screen being cracked. So hey, well done to the graphics team.
Yay.
Yeah, sorry, I was playing my games in South Wales, but now I've had to come all the way to London to go to Birmingham.
Dad never built me that playroom.
Oh yeah, speaking of his father's kind of been dropped out of the plot.
Well, I guess they wanted to go for
Jove, don't worry, Jovi, he'll come back. He'll come back.
Let me guess, he's trying to mooch off of his son's success, but his son rejects him.
I guess.
It's sports film writing 101.
Yeah, kind of.
So,
there's also that, and of course, Joe, don't forget the cliche of he wants to become a footballer,
Here
but
we
then...
go. Welcome to Aston Villa, one of the biggest clubs in Birmingham.
That beanie hat thing is ridiculous.
Beanies usually do look ridiculous.
Shira, have you ever been Birmingham?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of it?
What is that guy even yelling about?
It's an Italian job. He's getting real excited.
Oh, it's
Hey, it's the prick from earlier, from our training in the first part.
Yeah, he was really excited to play Premier League football, and he's dropped down to the Championship.
Where's my postcard?
Well, I haven't seen you since you bombed out the league.
Karma? But
Yeah.
hang on a second. See that thing back there? It's got the Premier League logo on there, even though Aston Villa are in the Championship.
Continuity error.
Or EA being lazy.
What's continuity?
Apparently there isn't one.
I mean, which is odd because later on in the game where Alex is interviewed, they update the they update the thing there to include them being in the
court
championship.
record, yes.
So let me guess. It's as I predicted. This guy's eventually going to become more friendly with us now that he sees what it's like when you're down on the lower levels again.
Yeah, Agostino.
And called Dino for
Is
sure.
Dino a
I
real
actually
guy?
no, but I actually like this character.
How's his accent, Theo?
I like it already.
Really?
My guess is they got an actual Italian to play him.
That or they got a
Probably.
really good impersonator.
Well, I mean, it's a bit heavy on the edges, but it's more tolerable than, say, Mario, you know.
So I
Not
guess
in a
it's
negative
kind of
way,
like...
Pedro,
sorry.
but in the sense that it feels like an actual Italian would speak English
Sure,
if
sure.
it wasn't completely prepared.
So basically, Theo, it's the equivalent of me listening to you, Glory, speak Portuguese in house. That's because that's pretty much my opinion of his Portuguese as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this guy better than the other coach. He's
Yeah.
more. He
For
still
one-
has a bit of firmness to him, but he's more fair.
He seems
Well,
like
for
he has
one
an actual
thing,
personality for one.
He seems to be how coach you would actually expect. You know, he respects them, and maybe it's with him being on the lower levels, so humbleness be with that. But he seems more likable than a lot of the officials.
I believe together we can do many great things. You control your own destiny here, Alex.
See, that's actually a good message for the
There's
story.
opportunity for you here. Ask
And also a way to kind of wink at all choices being...
You must train to earn your place back. Capisci?
If you
Capisce.
know, capisce. Did you know this guy was Italian?
Well, to be fair, capiche is a thing we even say in America.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
it's technically not even a proper Italian expression. It's something that was coined when Italians immigrated into immigrated
I must go now. My
So
boss
it's more of an
Spanish.
Italian American.
Yeah, it's a hybrid word. Let's just say that.
I love that bit where he said that. I must go now. My
It's
boss
like
needs-
pepperoni.
Yeah. So, here we are.
Well, we still have a pretty nice room, despite being "quote unquote" downgraded.
Yeah. Well, Birmingham's got a very few good hotels.
I get
Well,
that. I get that.
is
It's
it
like,
more
well,
distant than Swansea?
Swansea's in South Wales. Birmingham's in the Midlands of England.
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
It will take you like 3 hours to get from here to there.
Okay, so technically speaking, in this case, Alex would have a better life in a sense of traveling every day there.
Yeah. Shuri, how long did it take for you to go to Birmingham?
I don't remember the last time I went there. I was a child. But I don't think it takes... 3 hours might be stretching it a little bit. I think it depends on the route.
Okay.
All right.
So
I
what's
can get to
first?
Birmingham in like half an hour
Training?
on the train. Yep, training.
All right then.
Poor Aston Villa, though, in terms of real life, they've been awful the past couple of seasons. I mean, their last season in the Premier League was an absolute disaster.
Pieces must be improved. The boss has asked this of me.
who's the boss? I wonder.
I can't remember Aston Villa's manager. I mean, I do pay a little bit of attention to the Championship, but not a whole lot.
It's
I'll
about
check
2
for the
hours.
context of the game.
It's about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, more training. In hindsight, I kind of wish I'd sped these things up because while they are important in raising your stance of the manager and your stats, they do get kind of samey after a while.
It's okay, guys. I actually have something to bring up. I know it's off topic, but there's nothing going on. Guess what, guys? I found yet another new way in which the Xbox One sucks. Basically, I turned it on so I could play some Sonic Adventure 2 HD. Since I actually got that one for it. Since Jova, according to Jova, it's actually better than the Steam version.
Wait. I have never commented on the Xbox One version of Sonic Adventure 2.
Message for you guys in the chat.
Well, you said the
Either way-
360 version
either way,
was,
anything's
and that's what
better
the.
than the Steam
Well,
version.
yeah, 360 versions tend to be different than Xbox One versions because sometimes Xbox One
It isn't
versions
on the
can be
Xbox
even
One, though,
worse.
is it?
Also, Jova, you mentioned that in the Assassin's event of Final Fantasy 15.
In this case, it doesn't, Joe,
I
because
talked about the 360 version.
I know.
Anyway, guys.
Dwibs.
Anyway, guys. There's actually something I wanted to say about this game.
Go ahead.
Yes.
For some reason, the next gen versions do have the story mode, but last gen ones don't. I mean, I can get like space issues because the PS4 Xbox One games can hold more than PS3 360 games.
Here's the thing, Dwibs. Allow me to tell you about business ethics. A lot of greedy companies will intentionally skimp out on ports to the lower ones, even though clearly they wouldn't even have to sacrifice that much to make them actually on par with each other. Look no further than EA's quote-unquote port of FIFA to the Switch, which is shoddy.
Not just that, Joe, but put it in another perspective. In South American countries where they're oppressed by taxes, EA is kind of forced to still manufacture PS2 games when it comes to FIFA and so forth.
Well, actually,
nothing's forcing them. That's just EA exploiting the fact.
Probably.
Funnily enough, one of the last games to come out for PS2 was FIFA 14.
Exactly. It's basically EA taking advantage of the fact that Brazil are always going to be behind on us with video game ports outside of those.
It says here,
it's
the last PS2 game produced and released in South America.
Well, Joe, but
when was it released?
Hold on.
2013.
Each of you is part of a system. If one of you fails, the entire system collapses, no?
He's got a point.
Alex.
Well, I was looking at Cocky Guy while you're saying that.
Yeah.
Wait, why am I starting on the bench? I can't believe it. I get shipped out on load and I still got to start on the bench. So what was the point of even coming here?
To be fair, here it makes sense. Alex is a lot newer to the team, so he hasn't exactly had the best synergy with them yet out on the field. So I guess it makes sense why he'd want him to observe first. And besides, then later he can prove himself. It makes sense soccer-wise. Anyway, I'm going back to what you were saying.
Yellow looks ridiculous, though, on purple and blue.
Yeah. Going back to what you were saying, though, Dwibs, here's the thing. They're still distributing the PS2 FIFA games, though, regardless of 2014 being the last one, because of course it was going to be the last one before they got caught.
That's what I should say about Brazil, Joe, but that's the thing. If they wanted to really appeal to Brazilians, they should just made a Master System version.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that, a Master System version of the Jew.
Wait, Brazil are big fans of the Master System?
Oh, you don't know, Jova? The Master System is still getting games on Brazil. The Master System is incredibly popular in Brazil. Basically, it's still alive in there.
Well, that I'm not surprised by, because again, poor Brazil kind of got the short end of the stick involving exports.
So, we got...
For this one, we need to get an assist.
Yeah, but we need to get... Well, more importantly, it's not mandatory, but we do need to win.
Well, simple.
It's not just that, Joe. It's the fact that in Brazil, things cost a lot more than in other countries.
Yeah. It's like with Australia.
It's all the taxes and that.
Yeah.
Well, Australia's problem's more their game censorship, really.
Yeah.
No. Trust me, Dwibs. Conversion rate. Okay, let me go like
what have I told you about chopping other people's legs?
Yeah.
And they got a yellow.
Basically, Dwibs, here's the thing. Australia conversion rates to their currency from our currency is so bad that some of us Americans actually buy stuff from Australia because it's that lopsided. Meanwhile, the opposite is the case with them.
Yeah.
Come on, okay,
but yeah, you're right also about the censorship, Dwibs. I remember distinctly when Mortal Kombat 9, for example, was like banned for, I forgot, months, I think, before actually getting released only in Australia.
Yeah.
The thing about they're
the guys that make their own more violent version of football, and yet Mortal Kombat's too.
Hypocrisy. What a surprise.
When it comes to censorship, it's easy to slip into that territory.
Yeah. Like, especially the way Europe seems to be is like, oh, okay, look. We don't like violence, but we are okay with nudity.
Or,
well,
I forgot. Oh, you did it.
Well, Joe.
Oh, it's onto itself. Okay.
Well, Joe, it's one of those things where it's kind of like how the same way it's treated in your country, where again, to quote Sheila Broflovsky, horrific violence is okay as long as people don't say any naughty words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna deny
Always
everyone
vocal.
has a weird quirk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Don't even get me started on how Britain had to censor a kids show,
Which one?
Which one?
Transformers
That's a-
animated.
Oh, okay.
We're kind of picky.
Is that for the job at that infamous scene? Oh no, it's in the pilot of the first Transformers.
No. It's because the characters say slag a lot.
What did they think was gonna happen then in that case?
Well, maybe we weren't too aware that you guys were so peculiar about a
Couldn't
word
you
that's
have asked-
basically...
That assist was
Well, it's the meaning of the word joke.
Couldn't you?
Okay, I know that, but here's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure the writers didn't have that in mind for the British audience.
Well, couldn't they have asked or something?
Well, to be fair, Dwibs, you guys are a bit more lenient on words that
Besides,
we aren't
Dwibs,
lenient on.
you wouldn't have these problems if you actually redubbed over these shows in case shits like this can happen.
Not to
Well, then
mention,
again, we
Dwibs, that
have,
there are
um,
plenty
we
of
have-
cases
we
where
have,
there were... Not to mention, Dwibs, there were plenty of cases where there were British voice actors on board and they didn't raise any complaints about it. In fact,
Mind you,
some of them
unlike
even say
Yes,
stuff
Dwibs.
about it.
unlike the United States, we seem to have no problem with having soaps have the word damn in them that air at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
But bottom line, when it comes to it's what I also told on a lot of times. It seems that each country has its own weird ideas of what words are considered swear words, but it changes constantly between each country, and it's a mess.
Basically, yeah. Fortunately, here in Portugal, we're pretty fine when it comes to that kind of stuff. Oh,
You sure about that?
for the most part, yeah.
Again.
Come on, Dwibs.
And now he's been
Liz.
sent off for 2 yellow cards.
Well,
So
go what you
brilliant.
deserve.
So, Dwibs, are you sending subliminal messages to EA
Poor
that they were
Baker.
pretty stupid for getting rid of the EA Street games? Because, this might have been legal in the EA Street games, but we can't have good things now,
Well,
can we, EA?
maybe not the breaking their knees part.
Well, here's the thing. You don't break... Yeah, that's the thing. Even in the EA games where you can get physical in the street games, you don't break people's knees like that.
Basically, yeah.
This game does have does have an injury system.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
really? It does.
Well, yeah, this has been a thing for a long time. Again, this
It's been
isn't
a
even.
thing since it started almost.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Even in the Mega Drive, the soccer games had injury systems.
Which I actually have now. I have the original Mega Drive version of the first game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to finish my earlier thought, Joe.
That will be a
Good,
prime candidate for when I next have a football marathon.
Go ahead, Joe Pedro. Sorry.
Just to finish my earlier thought about the Xbox One. No, that's the thing, Joe. Remember, the Sonic Adventure 2 version of the Xbox One version is backwards compatibility of the 360 version, so technically it's the same thing.
Well,
Anyway.
here's the thing. Remember, stuff doesn't always get handled well in transmission, even when you're doing
Yeah.
360
True,
ports on
but
the
from what I
Xbox
played
One.
so far, it seems
Rare
fine.
replay in that infamous thing. Also, remember how Xbox One infamously handled Xbox, and by that I mean original Xbox ports that 360 did just fine, to the point where Xbox One became infamous for handling ports worse than the 360 did.
That's a good.
But go on. How was your experience with it?
Basically, I turned on my Xbox One so I could play some more Sonic Adventure 2. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yes.
And for some reason the console does not get online. And I'm like, what the hell? And I checked. My connection is fine. I'm actually watching a YouTube video as all this is happening, so it's fine. Okay, so what happened? And no, it's literally not connected to the internet, even though it's usually automatically does it, just like on the PS4. Okay, let's see what happened. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe it just disconnected for some reason because this console is stupid. So I tried connecting it back, and it asks me for the password, and I'm like, didn't I saved the password in the settings, but whatever, I'll put it in again. And guess what? I put in the password, and it tells me that the password is wrong, even though it isn't.
Oh, let me guess. So that's to do with that new membership thing they added on.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Okay, go on with the story, though.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that, Joe. It doesn't even have to do anything with my Xbox Live account. It cannot even connect to the internet, much less even check my account.
Go.
Yeah, there you go, goal.
Yay, Dwibs scored a goal! What a shock!
Alex, are you okay?
Ow.
No, that's a form of celebration.
Just banging your head to the ground.
And clutching your knee.
For the record, while this is going on, I'm sorry.
I'm guessing you guys have a fascination with the number 69.
I guess, or they took inspiration from that original gag from Family. Oh my god, that guy was
Whoa.
framing. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway,
Pedro.
back to you, Pedro.
That's just the thing. While this is going on, I actually have my PS4 on, and it's connected online and everything. So, trust me, this is not a problem with my connection. Everything else is going peachy.
It says the password was wrong for your Wi-Fi.
It tells me the password is wrong, even though it clearly isn't, because trust me, I have it noted just in case, and it matches. It's not. It tells me the password is wrong, even though it's correct.
Also, let me get this straight. You have to have it online in order to be able to play the downloaded Sonic Adventure 2.
No, I don't. It's just that I like connecting online for the sake of,
Streaming.
Not just that, but the thing about the Xbox consoles is that they only show the pictures of the games if you're connected online, because apparently they have to get the images from there. Okay, Theo, you know how when you get a game on the PS4, it always has that.
They're represented by an icon, and if you just stay there, sometimes they just loomed with temporary, background.
Yeah.
So can I get a fifth goal before the final whistle blows?
I say no.
Let's see.
Here's a chance to attack.
Deal with Hunter.
That's just the thing, too. On the 360, for example, if you're not connected to the internet, you can select your games, but the icons won't show up. It will just show up without an image, because apparently downloading the game does not come with an icon. The Xbox gets the icons from the Xbox Live, apparently.
That's really backward.
I know.
That's really inconvenient.
It is.
Alright,
Can you do it?
I mean, seriously, that's about as insane as if Microsoft wanted to buy EA.
So,
Yeah, can you imagine a world?
So,
Yeah, that
Alright, if I do have...
Do you want to continue the rest of the match like this? You going corner shots and you're trying to hit it.
If I do have one weakness when it comes to my attacking, it's headed goals.
in real life or in the video game?
Both.
Use your head.
Are you good at?
my
yeah.
head.
Basically, the trick to doing a headshot is to use your forehead, but with the right amount of force that you don't end up hurting yourself. Do not use the top of your head. You're just asking for hurt.
I don't play football though.
But you just said it's in both real life and in the video game when I asked.
Well, I was at school.
Okay.
Oh. You know, I played a bit of football during our class lessons.
Exactly.
During PE.
So,
Jove, you're talking to a guy who once saved a ball with his balls.
Wow. It was a wonderful sacrifice you made there, soldier.
Yeah. It hurts, but I still saved the ball.
Just pray you'll be able to reproduce in the future.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
senzu beans.
They're made of steel anyway.
Oh, and it's over. All right.
I test them out, but the video would get flagged.
Aw, so no 7-1.
Yeah, shame, but how well, a win's a win.
So, did you actually manage to, satisfy the requisite?
Well, let's see. I impressed the boss.
Yeah.
Got an assist and won the match.
Win the match. Sure.
Oh my god,
right.
pretty good there. Well, the performances are more for bonus. Is more of a bonus really than anything else.
Switch.
Don't always lunge into a tackle. Yeah, I'm sure I'll learn from that. See, I'm not the only one that won 4-0. Queen's Park Rangers did, so in a way, it's true to life still.
Oh.
See, they updated the championship logo here then.
Not dandy.
So what was with last time? Were they not expecting Aston Villa to do that badly? That they got relegated?
Different.
I got nothing.
Maybe not as technical, but still really tough, very physical.
Very physical indeed.
I'm pretty sure at least 1/3 of the team working at EA Canada watches the Premier League.
You know, I gotta wonder, how awkward is it if you end up messing up with Alex so many times to the point where Alex gets the red card?
That can happen.
So, I wonder
myself,
how the
but,
interviews are handled afterwards then.
I think they pretty much just ask you, you were sent off in your match. What was going through your head, man?
Yeah, what the fuck were you doing?
Well, that's awkward. But hey, at least they thought of that.
We got it.
Yeah, I haven't done that myself because I actively avoid trying to do stuff that will be a detriment to my progress.
But of course.
And hey, I got £300 as a bonus for scoring.
Yay.
Whoa.
So you managed to get in the starting 11?
Well, I already was, but I got even more up in the manager's good books. So now I am
you're
maxed
making
out.
quite a bit of transfer value.
Yeah, well, not for Aston Villa, and they're on loan for Swansea.
So what will happen?
So Swansea still gets the money off of you.
Well, that's how loans.
Oh yeah, if we Welsh can take advantage of the English, we're gonna bloody well do it.
Wales has been playing in the English league system for decades.
Of course.
Yes, we are aware.
And
So
it's only
Dwibs,
now recently they've been able to take full advantage. Anyway, in the next part we will do some more training and get some more vital championship game time in us.
All right. See you then.
All right. See you then.
See ya.
See ya.